Ba 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 ba. Hello. 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 Wait. Okay, I think this is working, but I should probably check. Hello. It's almost New Year's Eve, and instead of my New Year's Eve plans got la 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 la. So instead, I'm going to do something I never done. Scream and talk. Where's my old phone so I can check the what should we call it? No. 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 I want to check that the fucking video. There it is. Okay. Time to check. Using the power of YouTube. I don't think I'm going to ping everyone. Let me make sure. Hello? Good. Okay, it's working. Okay. YouTube. Let's share screen. Oh, it's just whatchamacallit. Let's go to, where is it? Your videos. Am I not allowed to? Oh, wait. Let me screen. I guess I could just do share. And now it's just that, and now you're getting in chef's exception. Okay. I just want to talk about everything I've done, starting with where is January. One interview of August. Starting with Steel Ball Joe January. Probably my first idea of JoJo was doing the JoJo stuff for JoJo, for whatchamacallit. It's kind of basically the whatchamacallit, because ever since the Xenoblade Chronicle X project didn't really work out, I still had this like desire to do the Xenoblade Chronicles, the one December thing, but something that isn't just one word. So I decided to do the JoJo January because JoJo January, JoJo is a series important to me. January is my birth month, and I decided and Steel Ball Run was like rumored to come out, and now I'm doing that. Let me hide this. Let's go all the way. Since I'm a shorts man, let's go. This is gonna be a bit. Of course, there was Deltarune, but I want to go in order. Whatchamacallit? The classic Kagurabachi and Chainsaw Man video that got fucked by copyright and removed. But at least my strike is gone. So that's good. But we can talk about that later. Come on. I uploaded a ton of videos. So, of course, there was. Let's just go to the. Of course, there was Joe January, where I talked about my favorite JoJo characters, and I did a ranking of my favorite parts, and if I had any JoJo merch, that stuff, and talked about JoJo and my favorite characters in the various parts, and that kind of stuff. I also did not my first live stream. I've done live stream before, but probably like my first I would say big live stream or big thing where I wanted to promote it, and that being the Why can't I remember it? Let me do this. Control C, Control V, live, where I started the go back because I did some I did a lot of streams. Because I did some live streams before, but I never did it fully. I never really committed, and most of them were kind of not great. So eventually I decided to do a test live stream, and then I started my first ever JoJo Chapter 22 live reading, where I read JoJo's Chapter 22 live on stream, which was kind of risky because of the copyright thing, but I enjoyed it. This was based off of one of my personal favorite YouTubers and person who inspired my style of, or one of my styles of video, being Fither. I think he made extremely interesting videos, and I liked his just chill live stream where he read the newest JoJo chapter on stream, and I decided to do it because he's been MIA, and I hope he comes back. And Joe January was fun, but I don't think I'm really gonna do a Joe January this January because I don't really have much to really talk about. Maybe when Steel Ball runs animated, I can talk about that. That would be fun. But I think for now, I'm going to still do Joe January. I'm going to do the next chapter live, a live reading of the next chapter. But I'm definitely think I'm going to do mainly smaller videos, but actually instead of shorts, actual videos. I do want to at least start working for 2026 to actually do video work. And that's kind of my goal for that. After that was my Pokemon thing, where I mainly did my own thing. I also talked about Pokemon, but I didn't really. But I mainly focused on streaming my Pokemon fan game making stuff. That was the big priority of Pokemon February, and I think for February, I want to actually do the how I did it last time, how I do my monthly shorts, how I did those, giving my opinion on stuff. So like, I want to do like actual Pokemon videos where I'm like, this is my opinion on this. I should probably bring back where is it? I should probably bring back I should have gotten. Wait, I have a link already. I should bring the Pokemon Sleep Idea episode back. I did one of them in October, and it's been over a year, and I do have some ideas. So of course there's the oh wait, did this get all reset by I have to go all the way back. So I did Pokemon. Pokemon was fun. I really want to do Pokemon again. I do apologize if anyone's chatting, but it seems like no one's really here, and that's fine. I'm not expecting a turnout. I'm not mentioning it on my Discord. I just want something to talk about or someone to talk about. Let me go back to whatchamacallit. Okay. This is gonna be a while. I'm fucking tired. After this, I'm going to. So I did the Pokemon month for February. Then March was Mario month because Mario whatchamacallit. So I did the Mario stuff. I did some other stuff on side. And I didn't really, and I just talked about Mario. And it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed Mario month, but it wasn't something that like really got that whatchamacallit. But I did enjoy it, but I don't maybe I can do a Mario month. Maybe I'll probably do Mario month, but as like Joe January. Maybe I'll find something else for Mario. Um yeah, because for example, the next month, April, how I got into Fire Emblem, it focused on my Fire Emblem stuff and my thing. And you know another game series that came out in April, that I really love. Also, actually my favorite video game franchise, Kirby. So probably for April, instead of doing whatchamacallit, I'm gonna be doing a Kirby month. So I did Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem did pretty well, or eh. So I did Fire Emblem. It did well ish. If I played more Fire Emblem, I could probably do more. But I didn't. But it was with the start of the Fire Emblem Revelation Let's Play, of my blind Fire Emblem Revelation Let's Play, and I will say, this is probably one of my favorite things I've done on YouTube. The Fire Emblem Revelation Let's Play. And it was just because it was just so fun, and it was different. It was also a blind playthrough of Fates, which has been a game I've criticized a lot. And I played Conquest multiple times. I played Birthright multiple times, but I've never done Revelations. So Revelations is a bad game. Revelations is a DLC game. Revelations is a game you can't buy anymore. Revelation is a game that is no longer really easily to gain access to, because it's a DLC game, and that is extremely scumming of Nintendo Intelligence System. The people who decided to do that was a bad idea, and it should not have happened. Revelation should have Fire Emblem Fates. Its biggest issue is that it should have been one game, and they did not have to do the Pokemon Sword and Shield or Pokemon's two different versions. Because unlike in Pokemon, where the idea of two versions is that they are extremely similar, but there are slight differences that you can always trade over, because it's a game about community and friendship and all that jazz. Fire Emblem Fates is a game of having multiple routes and multiple different stories depending on who you picked. So splitting them up is basically not Pokemon X and Y, not the Pokemon say. It's basically you gain, instead of getting Pokemon, since I'm in a Pokemon mood, instead of one game being X and Y, instead you get Instead, I would say it's Pokemon X, and the other one's Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. They are on the same console. They are similar in some ways, but they are also extremely different. And yeah, but I still did enjoy Fire Emblem. It did give me my love for streaming. And then May. What was May? Oh yeah, my heart's fine. Okay. Yeah, May was Star Wars month. Because I love Star Wars. Star Wars was my childhood. Star Wars still is was my childhood, and why I've not been the biggest fan of how Star Wars has been. I don't even think I've really watched any Star Wars media except for the Star Wars stuff because my girlfriend never seen Star Wars, so we spent some time watching Star Wars together. I said maybe it was during May that we did that. I don't fucking remember. But I decided to do that. This did really well. And I decided to do this. This is probably one of my favorite videos. My Star Wars idea was playing as Darth Bane. And I basically did something where I talked about how I wasn't the biggest fan of season of Andor. So I did shorts basically watching Andor one-on-one. And I eventually grew to appreciate it more than when I first saw it. Yeah. Okay, next. So more Star Wars, and during the wrong one. During that, I did like the Mario month or Mario thing. These hot Mario made by Ant Dude. So I was like, oh, that's funny. Why not we do that while also doing Star Wars? And I of course continued Fire Emblem. and Fire Emblem was fun. I also started Minecraft Hardcore because I just want to play some Minecraft. And also this could be an easy replacement because this was around the time where I was getting my job stuff. Yeah, which I still have. Very epic. So I did that, made my funny video about the Star Wars. I would say Star Wars month was the month that kind of helped boost my channel and probably really did that. So the Star Wars MMO, I talked about that. I talked about my favorite Star Wars character being Vader. And I just talked about Star Wars. I did the Pride month, which I think I just did it for whatever I want. And this was about my job. And this was just basically just talking about stuff I wanted to talk about. Because this... What the pissants do. I do not remember this, but it's probably funny. And this was basically just the I have a job and eventually I will no longer be able to make videos as much. Me talking about the pork, quick summary of Otter, talked about my D&D campaign, which the D&D campaign sadly is not going well. Oh yeah, my self promotion of the Fire Emblem video. It was so good. I'm pretty sure it got the. I'm pretty sure. Open in a new tab. Did I make a video about how? I should do an update, but the video already has more views than I do. Where is it? Basically, the full video for the Fire Emblem video is out, and it's extremely good. I enjoyed it. I've liked it. I should watch it again. Then there was the Xenoblade Chronicle stuff, and talking about my sister on her birthday. And then this was my I'm just in a Fire Emblem mood. This was about Session 2. This was me rewatching Squid Game, and this was me crying over Squid Game. And I want to rewatch it because I do think I want to rewatch Squid Game season 3. I do want to read it because I want because people kept on saying Squid Game season 3 was bad because the whatchamacallit and the baby CGI and there, and I don't agree. When I first watched it, I think Squid Game season 3 was phenomenal. I think it really brings home the true themes of Squid Game, being that the games have never been fair. People have always said the game's about being fair. It's about being fair. It's never been about being fair. The real world has never been fair. Season 1, you have the main antagonist, Oil Nam, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the old man. He was cheating. He was having fun. He's been playing with people's lives, basically, for entertainment. That's not fair. These people are desperate for money, and they have them dance. And life's not fair. And it'll never be fair. And in season 2, you had that like fight. We can make it fair. We can break the system. And then Gi-hun got humbled. You can't break the system. It's too strong. But season 3 shows that the system isn't perfect. There are flaws in the system. And I think that's a beautiful message. The system isn't perfect. The world isn't fair. But that doesn't mean we should stop. That doesn't mean we give up. We continue. Then the no stream or TCG stuff, which I've stopped playing. I do not like playing Pokemon gacha games, and I don't like playing gacha game. The only good gacha game is Clash Royale. I should do when did Clash Royale get one on Facebook? March 2nd. Maybe I'll do Clash Royale because I should do a Clash Royale month, maybe. I think I might do Clash Royale month. Then talking about the season, and then July being July Peace where I did my One Piece video and how the One Piece Straw Hat ranking did really good at the end. And man, I did like that. I do miss making like big videos like these. They don't get the much views, but they're fun. They're real YouTube. I always kind of dreamed of being a real YouTuber. There is July piece talking about the devil fruits. Would I be a hockey user? And then I just talked about my little rant. One Piece did really well. My little rant on like Caesar and Sir Crocodile. Talking about Gear 5. Talking about how One Piece will end. Talking about who I would play in whatchamacallit. Then I did the chapter reviews, but with like silly drawings. Which I probably should have done for other manga, but I didn't because like that's some work. And also, One Piece has the easy option of the leaks coming in. So I can always read the leaks, make the characters, use that. Figure that out, that stuff. And then the Luffy ruining my vocabulary because now I say meat. And then we got Tony Chopper stuff. And then we got the who's my favorite One Piece antagonist. And then we got the different like more One Piece stuff. And I got my husband to talk. And we also talked about the Fantastic Four. And then I talked about the whatchamacallit, the zone, and then I talked about who I would. And August was basically about animation. Wait, where was it? Also, where's my stream? Oh, wait, I have to go back. Also, whatchamacallit was basically the end of the whatchamacallit. July was also basically the end of me making whatchamacallit. Because after this, July 2nd, the July 13th was the day I officially started work. I could not stay up all night or whatchamacallit. I still had some time, so I could do other stuff. So I did some other stuff, and then I did other stuff. I'm getting close to whatchamacallit. Then August was basically about animation, because animation is a media that should get more appreciation by other people. So I decided to talk about One Piece. I talked about anime. I talked about fan-made series, which I actually did support. I talked about the movie. I talked about video games with animation. I talked about how the GBA Fire Emblem animations were so cool. I talked about how I think animation doesn't get its respect. I talk about the Clone Wars, my childhood. I talked about the whatchamacallit. I talk about the Homestuck pilot. I talk about the amazing Digital Circus stuff. I talked about basically everything. Oh, it's almost time. It's almost time for the new year. This stream's my last stream of 2025 and also my first stream of 2026, kind of. I talked about all different shows and anime and stuff. That was nice. I also uploaded the cat video because I have to upload a cat. How much? What's the... It's almost time. And now it's time. It is the new year in America, USA. I didn't even watch the ball drop because I do not care. I also talked about other animation from like Dick and Invincible animation. I did a joke. I did a video about Clicker Heroes, JoJo, and then September. September was all about Kagurabachi, my beloved. I wasn't really much about Kagurabachi. It was more of a little break. Like a little semi-Kagurabachi, semi-other stuff. Oh, I got a ping on Discord, but I don't think you can see that. Basically, a thing where I would like just make videos about stuff I was doing. Like I did some Deltarune stuff before I did Deltarune. I did Kagurabachi stuff. And this was also when I got my first ever copyright strike, which is now gone. Haha, fuck you, Suesha, you fucking bitch. I talked about who I think should be the English voices for whatchamacallit. I talked about Don Don's season finale and the mysterious girl and how it's voiced by Squid Game as a shitpost. Yeah, my first copyright strike. Then I was able to salvage the Kagurabachi video and just keep the audio and made it like that. And yeah. And then I did October, which was just a month about my channel, because October is the month I started whatever. It was the day I think I created my account and uploaded my first video. So I did that. I talked about I did my whatever. I did classic, like the classic Fiji bottle. I did the 1 minute. I started bringing back 1 minute reviews because I was doing that. I decided to play a horror game. Also during August for animation, I did Undertale. For October, I also did the spooky jump scare endless mode. I should probably get back to that one day. I just kept on doing like different October videos. I missed a few days, but I just need a break. I did my video about how the capitalism won because I gave in and bought a Switch. I did the whatchamacallit. And I really talked about Legends EA because I was doing whatchamacallit. I did the classic pumpkin video because I always have some kind of pumpkin video. November was just me talking about Pokemon Legends EA. Pokemon and just doing that. And then there was the Hazbin Hotel stuff, so I made the Did Hazbin Hotel reference to Death Note the musical? Because Death Note the musical is my shitpost musical. It's not my favorite. That's Legally Blonde, but just the interesting story how an anime has a musical and how well done, how good the songs are, and how we don't really have a version in the States. God, I would go see Death Note the musical. I would be a part of Death Note the musical. No, I would bring it down. I would do that. I talked about how I wanted Inazuma 11 Victory Road, which I have. I got it for Christmas. My Hazbin Hotel video. I did that. Basically, it was like, I'm predicting this for Hazbin Hotel Season 2, for how it's ending, and this is how my response did really good. Definitely helped my channel. I thank you. I have my issues with Hazbin Hotel, but I will not say... I will say thank you, Hazbin Hotel, for being popular and helping me get some views and stuff. I do enjoy it, but I don't think it is high art. It is still fun. Let's check if... No one's chatting. Just me and myself. Fixing a not good week. I think I just had a rough week at work, so I made that video. Some grass and mountains, looking at the devil. Look at just me just taking a break. Then Thanksgiving. And then for December, I decided to do this before before it. Just as a prelude that I'm doing Deltarune stuff. And then also for December, I decided to do what inspired my monthly stuff. Doing Xenoblade Chronicle X, one word from Uncontrollable. And let me tell you, God, I hate that I did it. I'm gonna do it next year. This is something I don't enjoy, but I have to do it. So I did that. Talked about my favorite character in Deltarune. Deltarune video did good. Deltarune month, biggest success. And I do plan on doing a Deltarune 2 for next month because, guys, I enjoyed Deltarune, but I'm also busy and haven't really gotten the time to play chapter... I'm still on chapter 3. I'm near the end of chapter 3. But there's also chapter 4 that I have to do. And chapter 5 is coming out in 2026. For all I know, chapter 25 is out right now. I don't fucking know. I mean, chapter 25. Chapter 5 is out right now. I want to, and I've said this about, because like it's getting closer to the end. I don't want to miss out having the fun at being able to see all that. So I did that. I also did my whatchamacallit, my own. I started the Mariamon post game. I started Sacred Stones. I did my Dotarunes art stream. And I'm doing the 2 people are watching, or there at least were 2 people looking at here. That's epic. Deltarune stream. I talked about how I got into Deltarune, or that. Deltarune December, biggest success in my whatchamacallit, and I'm extremely proud, and I'm thankful, and I do enjoy Deltarune. I talked about the whatchamacallit. I talked about my favorite songs. I talked about the Weird Route Party. I talked about the playable things as RPG, which I fucked up because I forgot to tell it Deltarune December, so I had to do that, and the thumbnail wasn't Deltarune, so I changed it, and it didn't do so hot, and it's honestly probably one of my most proud Deltarune December video. I talked about the Dark Fountain location. I talked about doing the art stream and saying I can't art. I talked about my thoughts about talking when I first played Chapter 2. I talked about how I designed a playable Birdly, how I designed a playable Caddy, a playable Jockington. I just talked about as much. I talked about how I really think about Temmie, Monster Kaylin, and Snowdrake, which I probably will do an art stream for these guys in Deltarune December if I can think of how they can be playable characters. More stuff about Chapter whatchamacallit, the playable Jockington. Honestly, kind of surprised he didn't get more views. I talked about the final boss. I talked about basically after a while I did get out of town, so I had to do like this. I also did the Starman for Christmas. For December 25th, for 12/25, I wanted to talk about death and that stuff, so I unpurposely saved that for that. Yeah, I'm just more talking about my favorite thing, the friend fight, the pixel fight, how I would design, and then the views got whatchamacallit, I still did good. Then we got the different ending, and we have the what is the Deltarune, which I'm still a bit annoyed at, because not because it didn't do good, but because I swore I uploaded it yesterday but did not upload, so I had to upload it today, which sucks because I was doing extremely well with Deltarune every day. But then you got 2, and the second one was me talking about what I believe the themes of Deltarune is. Which I still think I still believe. I think not Toby Fox gave their opinion, and I agree with it. I think it was an extremely interesting way how Deltarune can also be seen as a game that shows you that when there's no consequences, when there's no real consequence on fighting or sparing, do you choose to fight or do you choose to be merciful? And how I made a comment about how the Weird Route is a perversion of not having no mercy, of you going out of your way to find a way to kill, breaking the game. And I think that's what the Weird Route represents, is breaking the game. It is something you are not supposed to know. You do that. You are not supposed to have knowledge of it. You are supposed to get the way you get the Weird Route is by trying to break the game, by doing every bit you can to try to bend the game. And the game does not want you to do it. And you can see it by how it tries to avert you. And I do believe Chapter 4, that chapter, if you continue the Weird Route, once you do that, once you proceed with the ring, I do not think you are on a new route. And that is the route of the Weird Route. And I do believe you can still abandon the Weird Route, but you will not get the good normal ending. You will get a mix of weird and normal ending, and it will still not be a good ending. Yeah. That's really it. Let me see when did Chainsaw Man came out? Chainsaw Man Viz. Wait, why am I doing this? Wiki. Why am I'm Wikipedia. When did Chainsaw Man come out? Because I should probably do Chainsaw Man month. December. But December's Deltarune month. I could do July because it did move from Weekly Shonen to Shonen Jump Plus. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. When did Chainsaw Man anime come out? October. What? Ray Colt Levy doesn't have a Wikipedia page? That's kind of surprising. Hopefully he can get there. For 2025. Ooh, I should probably stop. Actually, let's go to this. For 2025. Wait, did I get my... Fuck. I really didn't want to get the 300 subscribers in 2025. But for 2026, let's see. Plan 300 subscriber. That's happening. 350. Hopefully. 400, that's the goal. 365 days. 400 subscriber. Getting 400 more. Getting 100 more subscribers. That's one every 3 days. That's my goal. That's my plan. Then I need to get a little bit over because I'm behind by 2. But 400. If I can keep on getting that, I'll be fine. If I could, maybe I could get to 500, maybe more if I get really lucky. But probably not. Plans. I like doing silly videos, and I miss these, so I probably will do some silly videos. At least my goal, 1 or 2 videos a month. Maybe a bit heavily edited stuff too, maybe. Let me look at my whatchamacallit. I do want to make at least... I want to do a show January video. Maybe for each month, I do want to mention at least the old stuff. So I want to do for March at least 1 Mario month video. April 1 Fire Emblem video. July 1 May 1 Star Wars video. June that stuff. I do have plans and I do want to do stuff. But I do want to continue this short for January. What came out in January? What famous? Oh no. I should probably stop screen sharing. Stop. What game franchise first came out in January? Wait a minute. No more. Wait. Oh my god, No More Heroes came out in January. Maybe January will be No More Heroes month. I do need to play more No More Heroes 1. I do enjoy, but I don't feel like I have enough whatchamacallit. I have enough stuff to talk about No More Heroes. January. Manga start. Wait. Komi. Wait a minute. No, Komi can't. Oh, well, Komi Can't Communicate did end in January, and I do enjoy Komi Can't Communicate. Maybe I'll do Komi Can't Communicate January. Yeah, I need to. I think I need to take a nap and figure out what I want to do for January. There is so much stuff I can talk about, and so little time. But now I have to figure out what's the next big project for me. And you might be like, "Oh, you can always take a break now." You can't take a break when you like when doing this. I do. If I did, I lose momentum, which sucks. And sometimes I do want to take a break, but at the same time, I like this momentum. I like having this. These shorts have been like me always trying to find out what I can talk about once a day about a series I enjoy, I love. I'll figure out what I want to do for January. Komi Can't Communicate, maybe whatchamacallit, maybe maybe I'll still do JoJo stuff. I'll figure out something. But right now I think I should head to bed. Good night, gamers. Have yourself a good. I hope you guys had a good 2025. I hope you guys have a better 2026. Bye bye. Ciao ciao. Bye. Also, I do want to stream some more eventually. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. I do have ideas for Fire Emblem for whatchamacallit, but I don't know if I want to do it. I'll figure it out one day. Bye bye.